I did recently a video on 5 reasons why people quit. What I want to do today is I want to talk about what do you do when you feel like quitting? Think about that. What do you do? What does a person do when they honestly just step back? There were several times that I almost quit my first business. It was just, I had no experience. I really didn't know what to expect. And what happened is it got to the point of where I thought the hard part, which I was in, I didn't understand I was getting the experience needed for success. I just felt like that was the Lord saying, I don't want you in here. That's not the reason. When you feel like quitting, I'm going to give you 5 things very carefully, but very quickly that will help you in order to move past not only that emotional overwhelm or that thought process or that false belief or whatever it is that you have. Number 1, you pause and take a step back instead of freaking out. Did you get that? Many people, when they feel like quitting and their emotions are a tidal wave and their thinking is nothing but negative and people are telling them, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Just pause, take a step back, but don't freak out. When the urge to quit hits, the first move is stillness. Did you get that? When you get to that place where you feel like this is just not working, I got to quit. The first move is stillness, because when you're in the middle of an emotional hurricane is what happens when you quit. It's just like you're wrapped up in all your emotions and nothing makes sense anymore. They lose power the moment you stop reacting. Did you get that? Your emotional overwhelm, your emotional tornado, your emotional hurricane that you're all involved in and everything is just not working and you just want to quit. Step back, get still. And then here's what I did. I called somebody that I trusted, said, this is what I'm going through. I'm wondering if you could help me. Very successful person, which I'm sure you know successful people as well. But I took a step back and I just got still. And immediately the emotion started losing power. And when I called this gentleman and said, I don't know if you've ever been here, but I'm going through some things. I was wondering if I might just pick your brain for about 5 minutes. He started laughing. And he said, I've gone through that so many times. He says, I know the route. I got a map to it. Do you want to hear it? And he helped me through it in ways. And this is a lot of this, as a matter of fact, came from him during that period. And I took notes and I've got these journals, private journals, if you will. And this is one of the reasons why I want to talk to you about this, because this is what helped me. Number 1, you pause instead of freaking out. And the reason why is because when you pause and are in that stillness and in that quiet place and maybe reach out to somebody just to talk, that emotional storm loses a lot of its power, a lot of its push, and you start getting balanced again, which when you're emotionally balanced, you're in a much better place than a hurricane. So number 1, you pause instead of freaking out. Don't freak out. Step back, get into a stillness, read the Bible. I mean, that's one of the things that helps me when I'm in that emotional hurricane or emotional tornado. I get in and I start reading Proverbs, because that just soothes my soul so many times. Number 2, many times you look at the big picture and I got all this stuff I got to do and I'm losing at everything. I know a lot of people like that. And I know a lot of people right now that are going through this. But you reduce the marketplace war, the battlefield, if you will, to one small, winnable action. My mentor, the guy that I called and said I really need some help, he did become my mentor. He says, you got to reduce the battlefield, Doug, to one winnable action. He says, don't try to do 20 things and don't look at 50 things you got to do. Just forget those. Get one thing, O-N-E, one thing. Because to be honest, he says quitting, and I remember him saying this, his quitting feels like the right thing to do when the goal feels too huge, when the dream's too big, when it's just too far away and you don't think that you can travel the route. He says, that's just the way it is. So what you do is, in order to regain control of your emotions, regain control of your mental abilities and all the things that go along with it, you take that one tiny step and that one small win that proves one thing: you're still in the fight. And I've never forgotten that. He said one winnable action is worth $1 million to somebody that wants to quit on $1 million dream. Did you get that? That's what he said. One winnable action is worth $1 million to somebody that wants to quit on $1 million dream. You reduce the battlefield in the marketplace to one winnable action, he says, and then go win that, and it proves to you you're still there, you're still in the fight, let's go. Number 3, he says a lot of people forget the real reason why they started. He says, what's so funny, they want to quit and go back to what they were running from in the first place. Did you get what I just said? He said, people quit and then they end up going back to what they were running from in the first place. He says, does that make any sense at all? You got to reconnect to that original reason that you started. Understanding dissolves your falling apart. Remembering why you're doing something reignites the strength. And I remember him asking me, he says, well, okay, well, let me ask you a question. Do you still want to go back to where you came from? I said, no. He says, then why are you thinking about it? And I've never forgotten that. That hit me like a 2x4. Douglas, do you want to go back to where you came from? No, I would never go back there. He says, then why are you thinking about quitting? Doesn't make any sense. And this is why that remembering why you started gives you that strength to be able to keep moving. And some people say that that's one of the biggest things you have to do. It's one of the things you have to do. But you must remember why you started, get back to that emotion that you felt when you started, and then keep moving forward. So number 1, you pause instead of freaking out. Amen. You reduce the battlefield to one winnable action. Number 3, you reconnect to the original purpose of why you started, and you don't want to go back to what you're running from in the first place. Keep moving. Number 4, you treat the urge to quit as something totally temporary. I have coached this and coached this and coached this and coached this. He said on that phone call, and I remember him saying this because it just struck me like lightning. He says, Douglas, don't you understand that emotions are temporary? All emotions of fear, all emotions of exhaustion, all emotions of confusion, all the emotions that you're feeling right now are totally temporary. He says, you treat that urge to quit what it is something that's temporary. And he says, and you take back control of your thinking. You take back control of your emotions. You take back control of what it is. Because the desire to quit, I want you to get this. I remember when Dr. C said this, he says, Douglas, the desire to quit means that you're stretching to a whole new level. And your old version of you doesn't want you to do that. Did you get that? He says, you're reaching, you're heading up, you're up-leveling yourself, and the old self-image, the old version of you doesn't want you to do that. And this is one of the reasons why that you've got to treat it as something temporary. It's not permanent. And I've told so many people the emotions you're feeling right now are temporary, totally temporary. And if you grab a hold of that and understand it's going to change, and you can accelerate it by getting back into action. Did you know that happens? When you were wanting to quit and you have this urge because it's just the right thing to do, when you start taking immediate action, again, you see that it is temporary because suddenly that surge of power starts coming, and it may be coming little by little by little, but that surge of power to go and drive and move and really, truly ignite this thing starts happening. And number 5, he says, you've got to understand that you have a discipline or emotion decision to make. What do you mean? He says, you let discipline speak, scream, communicate 1,000 times louder than emotion. And he says, because your discipline is what everybody's going to see, your emotions are what you alone are going to feel. Did you get that? Your discipline is what everybody's going to see, but your emotions you're the only one that's going to feel those. So he says, focus on discipline, because when you let discipline drive you, the emotions reduce. The emotions fade. Winners don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait to feel everything's right. What they do is they move anyway, even when conditions and circumstances are intolerable. They'll continue on because they know one thing. It's discipline. Well, I'll tell you what he said. He said, what's the last word in discipline? I thought for a minute and I said, line, L-I-N-E. He says, that's right. And discipline is the shortest line between where you are and where you want to go. I've never forgotten that. Discipline is the shortest line between where you are and where you want to go. He says, let discipline be your direction. Let it be your compass. Let it be your fire. Let it be your driver. Do not let emotions be that. And you've got to understand that it may be a temporary dip you're going through. You may not be getting the results, but be disciplined about it. And remember these 5 things. Watch this video again. Take notes. Put it in your fire journal, because this stuff helped me so many times, and it will help you. Because I'm telling you, that 10-figure mentor, one of them, he was amazing. And he's helped me so much with one quick phone call. And this, on this video, was a lot of that phone call. Guys, like, share, follow, save this video. You're going to need it for later so you can watch it over and over. Make notes in your fire journal. Get a fire journal. Take notes on every single video, because everything we do is different. You will learn things here you will learn from nowhere else. I promise you. My goal is very simple, is to get you, and I call it the 4 sevens, to get you and to help you build 7-figure thinking, to build a 7-figure business, to build a 7-figure income, to build a 7-figure life. The 4 sevens: 7-figure thinking, 7-figure business, 7-figure income, 7-figure life. That's where we're headed. That's what you and I have a lot in common about. And I want to take you there, teach you how to get there, and most importantly, become part of the Fire family, because I'm telling you, you will grow like crazy watching these videos. God is good. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Spread the fire.